That photograph, which should have been reduced to ashes in the raging flames, now hangs intact on the garage wall. Charlie stares at this photo of Davis and his grandfather together, instantly grasping a terrifying truth. This man was never in that car at all. The story begins a few days earlier. Davis, a reckless newcomer, had set his sights on veteran racer Keith. Even though Keith had already lost once and was currently ranked second, he stubbornly refused to retire. Before the race even began, the tension between them was thick enough to cut with a knife. When the race started, Keith took an early lead, but with only a quarter of the race remaining, Davis, who had been trailing close behind Keith's car, made a move no one saw coming. He suddenly slammed into the rear side of Keith's car. The thunderous crash of metal echoed throughout the entire track. Keith desperately fought with the steering wheel, trying to regain control, but it was hopeless. He was forced to end what should have been his farewell race prematurely. However, enraged by Davis's malicious attack, he had a change of heart. At the post-race press conference, he announced his intention to continue racing. This infuriated Davis. He had won first place, yet all the spotlight was stolen by second-place Keith. More importantly, he needed Keith to disappear completely so he could monopolize all the sponsorship deals and attention. Meanwhile, Keith's daughter Katie was equally furious with her father. This girl had spent 20 years preparing to take the track, and just when she was about to step up, her father's stubbornness had delayed her once again.
You know, Davis was right. You need to learn to get out of the fucking way.
Hey!
After nightfall, Keith stared at the fishing rod on his wall as a sinister idea began to take shape in his mind. He grabbed a fish hook, a pair of pliers, and a rubber band, just these simple items, and headed out. He went to Davis's neighborhood and called for roadside assistance. Deliberately lowering his voice, he pretended to have car trouble, easily luring Davis, who moonlighted as a tow truck driver, away from home. While Davis was away, Keith snuck into the garage. Looking at the wall covered with trophies and photographs, he steeled his resolve. He popped the hood and connected the fish hook and rubber band to the carburetor. During practice the next day, Keith was unusually relaxed. He even let Davis pass him. As he watched the race car carrying Davis slam into the barrier wall, Keith smiled with satisfaction. What he didn't expect was learning from others that the driver of that car was actually his beloved daughter, Katie. When Charlie secretly came to investigate Davis's garage, he discovered a shocking detail that stunned everyone. That treasured photo of Davis and his grandfather, which should have been incinerated in the fiery crash, was now hanging perfectly intact on the wall. This meant that Davis knew the car would crash all along and had removed the photograph beforehand. Even more horrifying, he had also deliberately sabotaged the safety belt and intentionally let Katie take his place on the track. Davis, the seemingly innocent victim, was actually the real mastermind behind it all.